Thought I'd do a quick garden tour this afternoon and let some of my folks that don't get to come out here very often see what's happening. A lot of changes since the last garden tour. I mean, the trellises are really starting to get some stuff climbing up there. Got these pickling cucumbers going on here, which are really starting to amaze me the way they're growing. I mean, overnight, I think these things have came up 6 inches. The honey kissed or something honey sweet. I don't remember what it's called that my wife saved the seeds from. Look at that thing going. It's got blooms on it. I haven't looked to see if we got male or female flowers yet. They're doing really well. The mustard, I left it going just for the pollinators. It'll be going away very soon. I'll move over to the other side. We'll see what's happening there right after I check on the onions. I've had to pull some onions because the weather we had took some of these white Granex down. I've also got quite a few of them, as you can possibly see right there, starting to bolt. So I've been pulling those out as they bolt and eating those. They are quite tasty. Some pollinator mixed flowers that we put in have been doing a pretty good job. We're not getting the bees in here like I would want to and like I'd like to. And then we've got the 1015Y onions that are growing here as well. So we'll go over and look at the other side of the trellis and then go out and talk about tomatoes. These are Aslasan cucumbers. They too are starting to put on some blooms, and like I said, they're growing crazy. Not quite as much as the pickling cucumbers are, but these are growing pretty well. Getting some blooms on there. I do have some male and female flowers, so hopefully I'll get some pollinators. Otherwise, I'm going to be out here with a paintbrush pretty soon. Yard-long beans right here. They're doing good. I thought they were going to have tendrils. I'm not seeing tendrils on those, so I guess I'm going to have to kind of train them to go up inside of the trellis and climb for me. The rattlesnake pole beans, on the other hand, no question about tendrils on these guys. They've got tendrils and they are climbing, wrapping, rocking, and rolling and going. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how this trellis system pays off for us this year. Let's go over and look at some tomatoes. I'll talk about what I'm going to be doing with those here in just a little bit because they need a little TLC after all this rain that we've had. It is a balmy 95 degrees out here, but check out my tomatoes in the late afternoon shade. I picked it right spot for them this year. Now, if we can just keep the critters off of them as they grow. But here in a little bit, I'm going to have to come in and I'm going to have to put in some compost and soil mixture. See, that rain that we had was so heavy, it's exposed a lot of the roots. That's mostly my fault because unlike this other tomato plant here, I did not put any mulch in there. So I'm going to get some compost and such down in there. But these tomatoes are coming on strong. These are the beefsteak tomatoes that I grew from last year's seeds that my friend up the road, he grew some really nice beefsteaks. So I planted those. These are store-bought and not a tomato to be found on them. Not as many blooms. Same amount of water, same soil, same everything, same fertilizer. Just not getting the blooms. Whereas this is one of mine that I grew, and I've got tomatoes coming forth again. And then we've got the old cherry tomato plant. It's doing really good. Again, just like the others, this one's going to get some compost, a little bit of soil in there, and then I'll mulch all of it after the fact. But overall, I'm really happy with where the tomatoes are sitting right now. Because you see outside of this shade line, I'm standing right here. There's a little bit of a breeze. Not sure if that's getting picked up on the microphone or not. But right outside of there, you can't hardly stand in the sun. This time of day, it's just ridiculously hot in this part of Texas. But right here in the shade, we're doing pretty good. We'll see how things fare from here. Well, for those of you that may have been with me for a little while, last year or two, this is the produce prison. I don't have the backside on it right now because I'm still filling it up, getting some things in here, moving stuff around. I'm fixing to put right down the center here is going to be purple hull peas in grow bags that I'm in the process of filling up right now. Once those go on, this back portion will go on as well. But all of these right in here are jalapeno pepper and bell pepper plants because we plan on growing quite a few bells and jalapenos for one reason and one reason only, and that is to make jalapeno jelly this year. My wife and I both love it. We had some this morning at breakfast with some homemade biscuits, and it was awesome, but the jar is getting low. Another single pepper plant there, and then right here I've got a patty pan squash, and somewhere I've got a chicken that's very upset. I'm not sure if you can hear her or not. Well, that's about it for the garden roundup. We're doing really good. We've been blessed with the storms that have come through. We haven't had a whole lot of damage. Unfortunately, a lot of my friends in North Texas cannot say the same thing. A lot of them lost all of their gardens. They lost windshields. They lost roofs. So like I said, we have truly been blessed, and I hope the blessings continue to come forth. Hope everybody's doing well. Have a great Memorial Day weekend. Please remember what this weekend is for, and y'all take care.